Ahead of the 2023 general elections, the African Union Pre-Election Observation Mission has paid a visit to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The head of the delegation, Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, while addressing members of the commission, says the delegation is in Nigeria to support preparations being made going into the 2023 general elections. Mlambo-Ngcuka says the union is keen to ensure a peaceful and credible process that will birth free and fair elections in the country.
We are here on a supportive mission, really, and we are very keen to ensure that we have the best possible, peaceful and credible process. We are here as your partners to do a visit in order to ascertain from the African Union that you are on top of things as we anticipate the election. In general, all matters that you yourselves may want to share with us about these elections, including, how much supported you are financially, and if you have the means to take the work forward. Not that we have the means, but we would hope that you have the means. We would like to hear from you how much we are prepared for this exciting election, how much consensus is there and emerging on the electoral processes and the potential dialogue. We would like also to know that the working relationship between yourselves and the contesting parties is proceeding as expected. We are also keen to hear about the role and contribution of civil society.
Conducting election in Nigeria is not an easy task because of the endowment God has blessed the nation with, having the largest population on the African continent. The voter population at the moment in Nigeria is 93.5 million, meaning that we have 20 million more registered voters than the other 14 countries in West Africa put together. So for the two elections, for each of the two phases, we reckon that we are going to recruit from polling unit level officials to collation officials, supervisors, and returning officers, close to 700,000 election duty personnel. So for the two elections, we'll recruit, train and deploy 1.4 million election duty staff, more than the size of our armed forces. The country is varied in topography, from the open savanna to the edge of the Sahel down to the Atlantic Ocean. And we have to ensure that we deliver personnel and materials to all these locations, irrespective of terrain. Very comfortable to say at this point, with about 3 months to the election, about 50% of the non-sensitive materials have already been deployed to locations. So we are making very, very good progress indeed. So once every 3 months, we meet with the stakeholders, whether there is something important to discuss or not. So we have routine meetings. And then we can meet as many times as possible during the year as the need arises. And where we want to communicate with the political parties, short of holding a full-blown meeting with them, we then interface with the leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council. We are deploying the bimodal voter accreditation system. It's called the BVAS. What it does is to electronically accredit prospective voters using first their permanent voters cards to confirm the authenticity of the card. And once it is confirmed and we confirm the details of the voter, then we do the authentication using the biometrics, the fingerprint. Where it fails, we use the facial biometrics. So we have two-layer biometric identification.